Most journalists describe their individual political orientations as liberal, and it is often concluded that there is therefore a liberal bias in current journalism. This is not the case, however, because newspapers, magazines, radio, and television are all in the business of selling news and advertising, and therefore face market pressures that tend to keep them impartial, since in order to maximize profits, they must target the broadest customer base possible. Great, so when I'm looking at my main conclusion, I'm going to select the this is not the case. And in questions like this, where we're using vague terms such as this is, what I like to do is I like to replace those vague words such as this, or in other instances, it's those, these, his, her, with the actual noun that it is simplifying. So for this is not the case, is referring to a liberal bias in current journalism. So we're reading that new main conclusion as there is not a liberal bias in current journalism. Great. All right. Which one of the following most accurately expresses the main conclusion drawn by the commentator's argument? A. Individual political orientations of journalists do not constitute acceptable evidence regarding media bias. Again, that is supported by the text, but is that the main conclusion, or is that just something that is supporting the idea that a liberal bias in current journalism isn't necessarily true? Out. Right. B. Major media face significant market pressures. Again, that could be true, but is that our main conclusion? No. Current journalism does not have a liberal political bias. Well, if we go back to our main conclusion that we underlined, it is not the case that there is a liberal bias in current journalism. Perfect, that lines it pretty well, we'll put a check. D, major media must target the broadest customer base possible in order to maximize profits. Again, that's true, but is that our main conclusion, or is that just showing proof of why there can't be a liberal bias in current journalism because they're trying to get the profit? D. E. It is often maintained that current journalism has a liberal bias. Again, that's something that's said in the beginning, but our commentator quickly refutes that by saying this is not the case, so it is not E. Our answer is C. All right, and our very last question.